Welcome to Money River News This Week, furnished by Harvey's. I'm Bob Goff. Quincy Mayor Mike Troup is my guest today, and we have a lot of things to discuss. Good afternoon, sir.
Good to see you, Bob.
First thing I want to talk about is something that's going to be coming up next week on Thursday, September 1st, the open house on the plan to take Illinois 57 and make it run 4 lanes all the way from Broadway to Interstate 72. Now, I'm old enough to remember that when I grew up and would come over to Quincy from Missouri, that was pretty much the way we came in, through Hannibal, Hull, the whole 2-lane.
Through McComb?
Yeah.
Or not McComb, sorry.
No, Hull.
Yeah.
Came through Hull.
Right.
And then so we'd come back through there, and it was just that old winding 2-lane road. Of course, we now had the interchanges there, and that helps a lot. But still, you still don't like getting stuck behind farm equipment there right around Marblehead. That's always a pain. So. Right. The plan's right now. The plan's roughly going to cost about $75 million. And you and the other people working on this, we've got IDOT here, so obviously some conversations are already underway.
Yeah, IDOT's coming next Thursday, September 1st. Open house. Everyone should try to go there. The atrium's got a great setup. They can clearly allow everybody that wants to go, to be there. The more, the merrier. There can't be too many people that shows up for that event. There's 3 plans going to be presented. The plan that we like the most is their $75 million plan, but it's 4-lane really from Broadway. Before it will stop somewhere before Marblehead. It does include a bypass around Marblehead, and then it's really like 3 lanes. So the middle lane would be a passing lane at different sections. We couldn't get the IDOT to agree to 4-lane all the way to the bypass.
Okay.
We did try that. They didn't, but we need more than wider shoulders for the 2 lanes we have. But no matter what you are, if you're agricultural and you bring grain in at harvest time to ADM's facilities, you should be there to talk about the benefit of having better roads there. If you are working in the caves, or you're working at Kohl's, or you're working at one of the other South Business companies, you should be there to give your opinion for the safety and how that transportation can only be improved. If you travel back and forth to Missouri, this could be a time saver for people to get across the river, or for the people from Missouri coming into Quincy.
I see the logic. I see IDOT's logic a bit about not having 4 lanes, because you've got a lot of prime farmland there that would have to be gobbled up. And then, of course, you'd have to have bridges to go over the floodplain. So I kind of see how they might want to reconfigure the plan a bit with the 3 lanes, and then dealing with Marblehead and then widening it after that. So that kind of does make sense. But I think what you talked about is the amount of truck traffic that has always been on that road, especially during harvest season, when ADM is just rocking and the soybean fumes are flowing, and it's and that can be a real cluster all through there. And so this is something that is. We've had a lot of other highway issues over the years, obviously, but this is something that could really help a lot.
Yeah, and part of that $75 million plan will also take our 3rd and 4th Street and make them two-way instead of just 1 way in each direction, which will help us with the downtown traffic flow. Also getting ready for the new bridge, replacing the Memorial Bridge. That will play into it in a favorable light. But our underground warehouses in the caves, they're expanding. They're making more warehouses, so there's only going to be more traffic there. Kohl's, with their new distribution center set up off of Illinois 57, they continue to expand and grow, which means more truck traffic, more car traffic, and every other business down there. Prince Agriculture.
Nutrient's
ADM,
got a bulk fertilizer plant down there.
Right.
So, yeah.
So there's just a lot of activity, and it's only going to continue to grow.
And you mentioned the new bridge as well. When you look at the new bridge and you look at this plan, that's hundreds of millions of dollars that our area needs in order to really reconfigure our western gateway and our southern gateway. I'm sure you're in conversations with our local state reps on how to facilitate the importance of this plan to Springfield.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, so it's no doubt about it. Both Jill Tracy and Randy Freeze are well aware of the need. I would expect that if they're in town, which I think they will be that week, I expect to see them at this open house as well.
The other thing that helps is if IDOT is truly looking at this on its merits, much as they did with the 6th Street plan, which we'll talk about. From what I understand in doing a little bit of research and talking to some people about it, this project scores pretty well on the IDOT indexes.
Yes. Yeah, no, it absolutely does. Again, the traffic, the condition of the roadway, the safety issues, all those add points. So there's definitely a need to make some improvements. I think by having public input and a large showing of people from this Quincy region to show up September 1st is going to help solidify that the community is behind making these changes.
We certainly plan on covering it. We think it's definitely an important event. Again, that's Thursday, September 1st, 4 to 6 at the Atrium right here in downtown Quincy. While we're talking about downtown Quincy, I briefly mentioned 6th Street. That was also some good news. $2.4 million. Of course, the city's putting in some matching money as well. I know that made the people who've been investing in this just outside our door for a while, made them pretty happy.
Absolutely. It's been talked about a long time. We had another grant that we requested earlier that was rejected. This one came up shortly thereafter. We were encouraged to apply for it. We did. And a week or so ago, we received the news that we were approved. So $2.4 million will go a long way. We were going to have to break it up to do Maine to Hampshire and then Hampshire to Vermont. 2 different years. We believe as we get all the final paperwork related to this grant that we'll be able to do the full 2 blocks all in one construction season.
In dealing with downtown issues, we've also had a bit of a flare-up with a couple of instances with some shootings and things. Now, granted, these happened at 2:30 in the morning, and Mom and Dad always say nothing good happens after midnight. But I mean, in light of these, are these some conversations you have when you're having your meetings with Chief Yates to talk about, hey, let's just make sure that just see this isn't some sort of if this is a blip, is this a something like a precuring something that's considered to be happening? What kind of things you think we can look at just so people don't get scared to come downtown at night?
Well, we don't think there's a trend that this is the gun violence is really going to be a significant issue anywhere in Quincy or Adams County. I think it just happened to be a couple bad decisions on one 24-hour time period. Mm-hmm. The police are still investigating the issues. We need any of the witnesses, people that were around there, to come forward and share the information. And we know the people that are involved, so it's not like somebody is out and we can't find them that created or participated in the crime. So we've got everybody, under a watchful eye and trying to finalize the investigations.
Another thing that you've got on council coming up Monday night, aldermen are going to have the vote on recycling. What are they hearing? What are you guys talking about leading up to this vote?
Yeah, it's the first presentation. The ordinance would actually need 3 readings.
Oh, so it's not a vote this week. This is just
Correct.
First reading. Okay.
Yeah. So we've got a couple different events for Monday to present that, but we're faced to continue the recycling as is curbside. We would need to invest a little over $930,000 to buy 3 newer recycling trucks. A lot of the taxpayers think we would be better spending the taxpayers' money on roads or sidewalks or alleys.
Yeah.
I tend to agree with them. And so we came up with another alternative. Instead of continuing with a curbside recycling, we will go to 3 different locations where people can drop off. If you want to drop off recycling daily, or you want to drop off monthly or weekly, whatever you want to do, we're looking that would be available dawn to dusk whenever people wanted to drop their recycling off. So we clearly like the idea of recycling, would like to encourage people to do it. When the city went to pay or charge $5 a month for the service, half of our recycling customers dropped off. So a lot of people said, we don't want to pay more for this. We've had public meetings, we've talked to people. They're like, look, we agree. We don't think that's the best use of almost $1 million to buy more recycling trucks. The other advantage that we can get out of this is the staff that's been assigned to recycling now, and they will continue until we do a replacement.
Right.
We're going to redeploy them to help with concretes and nuisance and other central service activity. You know, there's only so much concrete we can pour with a 3-person crew. So if we can put more people on that, we'll be able to get more work done ourselves.
Have we, in part of the plan, which we'll obviously be there to report on Monday night. So I have 2 totes. We've been big recycling proponents at our house for years. Will we just been able to keep our totes and then fill them up with our stuff and take them to the site?
Yes.
Is that the plan?
Yeah, the city has no need for the totes.
Yeah, you don't want all those back on you.
Yeah, you get to keep where they are. They're going to be a good. You keep throwing them. You're recycling as you are accumulating that during the week, and then hop in the car and find the most convenient location to drop them off, and go drop it off and start all over.
And we've also had the tote for our regular garbage we had as soon as that program was started. That stays in place. Trash stickers all stay in place because you still got to subsidize the whole program, right?
Right. All of that garbage would just continue the way it's been operating.
Okay. Well, again, I think as you know, we talked about this many times with, this has been a subject that people have, I think you're going to get people show up and forced to discuss because, when you talk about the cost and the, trying to determine if, I know there was a time when flat fees were discussed, but it's like, do you want to charge, your Aunt Nancy who's got her 1 bag a week, the same as my family with multiple kids, 4 bags a week. So that's never been something that seems to be very palatable. But now with this, it seems to be more fair. And again, I think people do like recycling, and those who want to do it, I think, you're giving them a chance to do it. Not as convenient, yes, but as long as you put that thing within a couple blocks of my house, I'll be happy. Okay.
Sure. Well, you don't want it too close to your house.
That's true.
Okay. So
work out some of the park district. That'd be great. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. So, but no, I'm again. I think that's trying to just develop and keep things going. And again, you have a lot of momentum, momentum coming, and of course, you're still living off the Target Afterglow, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that project is coming along well. There's other construction around town and on Broadway, other developers. Tom Marks is looking at a couple other new buildings that he's looking at putting up on Broadway. The Kmart building being renovated is well underway, and they are confident they're going to make the May 1st, 2023 opening. So, so far everything's going well.
Last question, the most important one. Have you ridden in the pothole truck yet?
I have not ridden in the pothole truck, no, but I'm due out to go back to Central Services. I made a promise that I was going to ride with garbage or recycling last year, and I did not do that. The schedule got a little too busy. I just need to make that a priority, pick a week, and at least go spend an hour out there with those crews.
But that brand new pothole truck is up and running, right?
Yes, it is.
Good. Well, that's been the complaint.
When you see it on your block, you can't miss it.
And again, you can't use it on Broadway, though, right?
Yeah, Broadway's a state road, so unfortunately, you won't see our pothole truck filling any of those 1,000 potholes that we have on Broadway.
Tell them they have to call Jello Randy for that.
Well, and we've talked to the state. Every time we talk to IDOT, they will verify that we bring up Broadway every conversation we can.
I'll bet it is. So, well, appreciate your time, and we'll see you next week at the open house.
Thank you.
That's Mayor Mike Troup. I'm Bob Goff, and thank you for watching Muddy River News this week, furnished by Harvey's. Have a great week.